So here we are at Love2Stay in Shropshire. So we're just outside of Shrewsbury, aren't we? A couple of miles from Shrewsbury. And this campsite's actually situated next to a camping shop, isn't it? Salad Pleasure. So that's over to the right. And we've also got, is it called Love2Plants?
Love Plants.
Love Plants or Love2Plants or something. That's also here. So.
Also, you said about being near Shrewsbury, there's a bus stop right outside. It's a 20-minute ride into town, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we took the bus, it was £2 each way, so cheaper than sort of driving down and parking, obviously depending on how long you intend to stay in Shrewsbury. But if you want to spend the day there, that's quite good for two people. Obviously a family, it's probably going to be more cost effective to drive the car and pay to park. If you do park, we went there for several hours the other day.
It was called Frampwell Car Park and it was 80p an hour.
Yeah, so I don't think you can really grumble at that. So this is obviously the entranceway into the campsite. It's nice and wide, easy to get to. Over on the left is a pathway which you can walk. Obviously it's a pedestrian, but we're going to take the roadway. So the campsite really is situated away from the main road, so you really can't hear any traffic. If you are interested in going to Salad Pleasure, there's an entryway there over on the right, which obviously cuts through, but to be honest, you may as well just walk around the corner and in through the main entrance. But
we went there, didn't we? They're largely Swift caravans, aren't they?
Yeah, mainly Swift.
Although there was a fair amount of Coachmans too.
Yeah, Coachmans as well. There's a couple of Baileys. They also have caravan storage here. We did notice a couple of caravans being towed up from the storage unit up onto the campsite. So I'm sure that's probably a service they offer if you keep your caravan stored here. So over here on the right, as we sort of come around this corner, this is outside of the campsite, but you can see, I will go into it in a bit more detail, but up here we've got a gym which you can use. You get these wristbands that obviously grant you access to these things. There's also an assault course, but we'll cover that shortly. And it's obviously got its own car park there. See, round the corner as we go, this is sort of going to be the main check-in area. So I don't know what it would be like if it was busy, because there's only sort of enough room for 2 or 3 units to sort of check in at any one time. But actually, when you checked in for us, Bill, it was quite swift, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more professional in their setup than maybe some other campsites.
Yeah.
As in plenty of members of staff ready and they ready to answer questions. But equally, we arrived here about 4:30, and I think arrival time opens at 12:30, so we obviously missed the busy early period.
So obviously we've got an entry and exit barrier. You've got a key fob that they give you, which you use to enter the campsite. To exit, it's just an automatic barrier. And when we pulled up here, so we've been here for nearly a week, when we pulled up here, it really feels like you've sort of arrived at a holiday destination, doesn't it? I've never been to Centre Parks, but this is sort of what I'd imagine Centre Parks to feel like. It's all landscaped really nicely, which I'm assuming they get a lot of their stock from Love Plants, just around the corner. I think the cafe's operated from Salad Pleasure as well, so I'm sure the business has emerged in some way. But yeah, plenty of room to get around as you enter the campsite. I really like all these boulders that they've got everywhere that sort of mark out areas. So over here on the left is the reception main area that you check in. And this is a Caravan and Motorhome Club affiliated site. So you'll be able to book it through the Caravan and Motorhome Club. We booked it direct, didn't we?
Yeah, do you know if you get any discount or not? Or
I think
whether
you
you're
do,
just allowed to book?
I can't remember for the life of me. So this campsite's sort of split into 3 main areas. Obviously we've got the main leisure area down here. Then a little bit up the hill we've got the static homes. And then even further at the top of the hill we've got touring pitches. So yeah, here we've got the reception and the cafe on the left. There's a nice little area here for those that want to cycle up and down the hill from their caravan. And for those that come in an electric car, we've actually got a charger here. I haven't looked it up. I'd assume it's a 7 kilowatt charger, but there's a bay there you can use. And obviously Salop Leisure heavily influences sales here, so you've got a static caravan there on the left, the green one, and then we've got another couple of other caravans. They're not open, but they're just sort of positioned to obviously pique your interest and perhaps go next door. So you can get around the back by walking through the main entrance here, and obviously you can see the pool straight ahead through the glass.
So in their restaurant, they've got some basics like paninis as well as pizzas and some breakfast bits.
Yeah, exactly. You can get hot drinks, all sorts. It's really nice. So we've got a really big play area. I'm sure kids love it. And then we've got a nice covered area for those that want to sit out and have some lunch. Loads of tables, although this does get quite busy around lunchtime, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've never not got a table in the sun though, have we? And the weather has been good all week this week.
Exactly. They've got a really nice natural swimming pool. I think it's lovely.
And on the far side, there's 3
Yeah, so
spas
we've
or
got-
jacuzzis, whatever you call them.
Yeah, there's 3 jacuzzis. There's a natural sort of section. You can see a rope that goes across. There's actually a wall there as well, and then the natural pool. It looks really nice. I mean, Bill, you've been in it. You said it was quite cold. It's not heated at all. Obviously, it's not going to be heated
No,
because of the
it's-
lily pads that are in it.
Well, it's a natural pond, so it'll just be at its natural temperature. But it's one of them things, once you get your head under it, then this feels normal.
Yeah. Now, this was quite nice. We walked up here the other night, and they've got a fire pit that was lit. But you can hire these little shacks. They're like barbecue stations, aren't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they're £30 to hire them. So yeah, it's quite nice. You can sit down here, couldn't you? They had a fire going one night. Obviously, they're all kept very clean. I'm not sure what this shed is. Is this a preparation area?
I think it's a bigger barbecue shed.
Oh, no, it's the pizza area.
Ah.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, they've got little picnic benches and all sorts, haven't they?
I suppose £30 sounds a lot, but if you had a big family with you, or you're sharing amongst a couple of caravans or something,
Yeah, if there was,
get together.
yeah, it was like 3 groups getting together. So we've got a sort of natural swimming pool here on the right. I'm not going to film in there because
It's got a little man-made beach, hasn't it?
yeah, it's got a little man-made beach. Actually, I might just poke around, but I'm not sure if they sell ice creams or not from the thing. But yeah, nice little man-made beach area and pool. And straight ahead is sort of like where the static caravans are. What we're going to do is we're just going to turn around and just go back and cover the dog walk. So they've got a little football pitch.
Yeah, it's actually been in use quite regularly when we've been looking over, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see over in the far right, they've got archery that you can pay. That's sort of like an added extra, isn't it?
Yeah. But we've done that a few times before, haven't we?
Yep, which has been quite nice.
On the right-hand side past the archery, there's a little beehive
Yeah,
sort of preservation area.
yeah, it's all sort of like unmown there, which I think is obviously quite good and to encourage nature. So here we've got a lake, and here you can do paddle boarding and things, can't you? We had it booked, but there are fish in the lake and I didn't really fancy it.
The big fish came up to say hello and
Yeah,
then
it
you changed
did.
your mind.
I was like, no, thank you. So straight ahead, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a dog agility course. I've not seen anyone use it, mind.
I've seen dogs in there, but not necessarily doing, the course.
anything.
And then
No.
behind it, there's the actual dog walking area, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's a dog walk area. We thought we'd walk it this morning just to sort of see what it would be like. We will take you round there in a second, but it really isn't that big. Sort of about 5 minutes, and you've done the whole dog walk. But it's nice to have the area. To be honest, the campsite's big enough, you could just walk your dog around the whole campsite. So here behind that blue and white ultimate window cleaning van, that's the gym that we mentioned earlier. This is obviously the beginning of the dog walk. We're not going to walk around the whole thing. Just walking you up to show you the assault course here that's on our left. So me and Bill actually booked to do this. I think it was £10 each. So they've got all different sorts of apparatus that you can climb along. Obviously some big tyres that you can turn over, some bars there that you can obviously exercise against. And the idea when we did it was you start here at the high and low bars, go up and over them.
You weren't the biggest fan of those, were you?
Wasn't the biggest fan of those. And then beyond that mound, there's a, I don't know what you would call them, like bars that you saw, like balancing beams.
Yeah.
Over there's a couple of ropes that are suspended over a bit of water. You sort of climb across those, then come to the climbing frame. Oh no, through the tunnels, transverse across the climbing wall, go up the high bars and jump down, and then go over the big cargo net there. Then there's some monkey bars, not sure if you can really see those that well. Then another cargo net to sort of climb up and over, and then you swing across on those ropes. It was fun. I mean, £10 I thought was quite steep for what it was.
How do you rate your own performance out of 10?
I'd give myself a solid 2.
One of those for effort.
Yeah, one of those was for effort. I was quite good at the tunnel. I could climb through that. Couldn't do the up and over. Essentially, what we've established is that I'm just incredibly unfit. So what we do now is we walk back to the static accommodation that they have here for those that obviously don't have caravans or motorhomes, and give you a little tour of those. It's a flurry of activity because it's coming up to 12 o'clock, which is check-out. I think check-in's 12:30, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also when the lunchtime menu opens.
Yeah, so just talking, going back to lunch. So we came down for lunch, had 2 paninis and a couple of drinks, and I think it was 15 quid, wasn't it?
Well, it's 2 paninis and quite a big bowl of chips was 15 quid, and then I can't remember what the drinks were.
Yeah, I think the paninis were £5.50 each, which I thought was incredible value. They were really nice. Obviously quite limited choices. You could either have a panini or a jacket potato.
I think their main thing is their pizza oven, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't had pizza. It does look good. We said we was going to come here one night for dinner, but we found a burger place in town that was really nice, so we went there a couple of nights instead. So as you can see over on the right there, we've got some sort of, I don't know what you would refer to them as, that, like poled traditional sort of tents.
But they're all on flat wooden underneath, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all on some sort of like decking. I don't know whether they've got a bit more spongy flooring inside or whatever, but they all come with like a picnic bench, and I'd imagine some sort of level of furniture inside for those that sort of don't want to put up a tent but want that and like outdoorsy experience. So here we've got the Safari and Woodland Lodges up here. Okay, landscaping looks really nice. There's ample parking for, I suppose, if you've got maybe a couple sharing a static home. So that entrance there is where we came up to earlier before we turned around. So for those that are staying in these safari lodges, you really haven't got that far to walk. So yeah, they're sort of arranged in a circle here. Essentially, look like that. They've got sofas, tables, chairs. They've even got like a hot tub down the side, which looks really nice, and their own little fire pits, which look lovely.
They've all got their own little house name, haven't they?
Yeah, so I don't know how you say that, Abbey or Hebe, Attingham, yeah, Wrecking. So yeah, they look quite fun.
It was quite large living space, and they've got, you know, TVs and stuff inside, haven't they? So.
Oh, I didn't spot a TV, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bill claims there's a TV inside. Looking like they've even got like a little pipe up there, so I'd imagine they've got some sort of like wood burner or something, unless that's maybe for the hot water. I'm not sure. But they look quite nice. So these are more like your sort of traditional static homes here. Again, arranged in another circle. They called this area the Woodland Lodge Glamping Village. They've all got little sunshades, which I think looks really nice. Again, I think they've also all got jacuzzis. Have a little look. So yeah, they've all got jacuzzis, like a laying hammock, again picnic area, and a fire pit, which all kind of looks fun, doesn't it? Looks great. And it's here in this little house situated in the circle that you'll find the sauna. We haven't used this, have we? But
no, it's just been too hot. We
Yeah,
were
it's been
going to
too
do it
hot,
earlier in
yeah.
the week, weren't we?
just not really fancied it. Obviously the landscaping's absolutely lovely. So yeah, sauna. This looked quite fun. I'd love for you to do it, but obviously pull the bucket and the water will come out. Oh, whoops. The water will come out.
This is a communal hot tub.
Well, I don't think it's a hot tub. I think it's, well, it does say it's hot. That's cold.
Oh.
So for those who want to just plunge themselves into the pool, lovely. So that's this area.
Maybe that's to cool off after being in the sauna.
Yeah, perhaps, but I would have thought that's what the bucket was for. So it does say in the little book, doesn't it? No drones, no electric scooters. They don't seem to enforce any rules.
No, also there seems to be a new craze of electric go-kart things.
No, see now those electric go-karts are actually those kids' segways, and they convert them into little go-karts.
Right.
So I think that's the idea behind that.
Nonetheless, they're not meant to be allowed on site, but there's been
No.
plenty of them.
There has been plenty of them, but at the end of the day, if they're not hurting anyone, I don't see the trouble, as long as they're acting responsibly, which I think most of the kids have been, haven't they?
Well, because it's a site with lots of kids and a bit more atmosphere, there was some concern that at night it might be noisy, but it hasn't been,
It
has
really hasn't been, to be honest. They say, see in the little booklet you get when you arrive, keep the noise down after 10 p.m, which people generally have, haven't they?
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any trouble, and it's actually been quite quiet from the off first thing in the morning. One bonus I didn't realise about this campsite was actually there's campsite Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And we were fortunate our pitch was right by one of the Wi-Fi points.
Yeah, exactly. So we've had really strong Wi-Fi the whole time we've been here, which has been really nice and a bonus, because for me being on O2, the signal's not been strong enough to get internet. It's been fine for calls, but not for internet. Oh, I call this hill Cardiac Hill because you have to walk up each time you want to go back to the caravan. So yeah, here on the left, we've got some more sort of static homes, haven't we?
Yeah, they're not static caravans as such, though, are they? They're
No, I don't
slightly
know.
unique.
They're like lodges, corrugated lodges. But they look really nice. They've all got, again, I think they've all got hot tubs. They've all got these sort of like nets. Morning. They've all got nets that you can sort of like lay in, haven't they?
Yeah, it's like large hammocks and the egg chairs.
I'll just poke my head up one. Don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Oh, you can't see that well, so they're actually quite private. And if we was to carry on walking down this road, at the end there's sort of two that are a bit more secluded, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they've got sort of like a sun deck area and just look that little bit nicer. So as we go left further up the hill, we now sort of enter the touring pitches area. So all of the pitches are really level. It was really easy to level our caravan. We just parked up, wound the jacks down, and it was there. Every pitch is fully serviced, so you've got mains, water, mains drainage. You can even empty your toilet, your chemical toilet, but you need to make sure you're using the like an eco-green product. And yeah, obviously all have electric as well. So they sort of employ a one-way system, I think, around the campsite. But up here on the left we've got the facilities block. So now it looked really nice in the pictures, didn't it? And we did watch another video that looked really nice. And the facilities are really nice. They've obviously toilets that you'd expect, showers and sinks. But I feel like it kind of needs another little bit of a refurb, because I noticed in a couple of areas that the floor has started to split in a couple of places. And I broke a flip-flop here as well, so I'm not happy.
I think you can't blame them for that.
Well, I can, because they've kind of got these channels that the water drains into, but in one of the showers the water sort of pooled in one area and it created a suction, broke my flip-flop, but there we are. What can you do about that?
I'm just going to stop here for a second because I failed to mention something in the video which I would like to share. So two things. The showers are motion sensor, which is absolutely fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that, apart from I really struggled at the start of the holiday to get the shower to come back on when it clicks off. It wasn't until near the end of the holiday that I realised you have to put your hand really close to the sensor in order for it to restart the water. So just bear that in mind. And also the temperature of the water isn't adjustable. So if you're wanting to go to the shower and either have a cool shower or a hot shower, obviously sometimes in summer you want to cool off, sometimes in winter you really want to warm up, you're not given the option here. So that's unfortunate. It is a shame because the sinks, you can adjust the temperature and they're all motion controlled, but that's not the case with the showers, unfortunately.
So here we've got the recycling and refuse area. Actually, I will just quickly take you up here. So something that I was really looking forward to trying was this cassette toilet cleaning system. You basically put your cassette in full, pay £4, and it empties it and cleans it. You put it in here, pay £4. But unfortunately, it didn't work, or it's out of order. So I'm waiting for it to be fixed, and that's been the case all sort of week. For those that have brought their furry friends with them, there's a dog cleaning area. It smells very clean in here. Yeah, good nonetheless. So when we arrived, every pitch, I think, was taken, wasn't it? I don't think there was any spare pitches, but we did arrive on Bank Holiday Monday. This week, there have been a few people come and go.
Well, when we first got here, there was lots of very big motorhomes, weren't there?
Yeah, there was
American-style RV ones. They've all kind of gone now.
They've gone. There was a couple of fifth wheels. Fifth wheels or fifth wheelers? Not quite sure how you say it. And I can't say I've ever seen that in the UK, but that was a sight to behold. So now they're all hard standing pitches, which I have a bit of an issue with because it's a pain to get the pegs in the ground. I use those screw pegs and it just doesn't really like it. But obviously people manage to get pegs in. Maybe we could do with getting some slimmer pegs perhaps. So yeah, they're all obviously marked out by hedgerows. And not on this side of the pit, not on this side of the campsite, but as we venture over to the other side of the campsite, some people park their caravans in nose first because there's a bit of a view down the hill which looks quite nice. So I think given the chance, my preference would be to park over there.
It's also quite nice where the hedges separate it. You've got your hard standing living area, you kind of got your own little grass patch as well.
Yeah, you have, and actually here some people have used that to their advantage because they've put their pegs into the grass.
There's also quite wide grass patches in the middle of the rows, which has been used as mini football pitches.
Yeah, we have noticed that, like sort of where two pitches back onto each other in the centre. Yeah, kids have played football, which is fine as long as they keep control of their ball. don't really want a dent in my car. I'm starting to sound like my dad. Obviously there's a 5 mile an hour speed limit operating here, which I think is the case for most campsites. So sensible to drive slow. It's been school holidays this week, so it's been no surprise there have been loads of kids, but
Yeah, it's also a campsite that's more aimed at kids with a swimming pool and a big playground and that sort of thing.
yeah, exactly. Which is fine. That Volvo there, that guy's been cleaning his car. I think I've seen him clean it twice since we've been here this week. It's immaculate for a 2006 Volvo, so good on him. And this is actually where we've been pitched. So we've been pitched here on pitch 17. I think it's been really nice. So we'll just give you a quick tour. So they say park on the left, or park your caravan on the left, awning in the middle, car to the right. Normally I'd reverse on, but there were loads of kids playing, so I just drove onto the pitch last night. So lovely and wide. It's been quite ideal, really. So here obviously you've got your bollard. There's a line on top of it. I don't know whether that works now because I've not been around here. But you have to have a mains water kit, which we've got. Unfortunately, we've had issues with ours. So we've just had to come and manually top it up with water, but at least it's connected. That's the main thing. Obviously, you're also going to need a waste kit. We've got the collapse kit. It's the first time we've used it. Not sure if we've got it set up properly. The water has been quite slow to drain, but that's probably more user error than anything else. You can also empty your black waste here, which is handy. I think I mentioned this earlier, but you need to be using green chemical. And obviously your mains hookup point. So yeah, they say park your caravan on the left of the pitch, awning in the middle, and then car on the right hand side. So essentially the touring pitches section comprises of 4 roads, sort of up, down, up, down.
Each road has a name. I can't remember what
Oh,
our
does
one's.
it?
Yeah, I can't remember what our one's called. Begins with S, I think.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
So you kind of have a road name and number.
Is this what we mean about the grass area sort of between the pitches? Obviously got some sort of like badminton net set up there. Over here, that's where some kids were playing football, weren't they?
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's nice they can play football up here because it's a bit of a trek down.
Well, it's a big enough space as well.
It
It
is a
might as
big
well
enough
be used.
space. Just as long as they're mindful of cars and caravans, because I'd be a bit annoyed, I think, if a ball came towards the caravan and dented it. I wouldn't be best pleased. But as long as parents keep an eye on their kids, I think that's absolutely fine. It sort of creates a bit of a fun atmosphere up here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So as you can see, sort of the toilet block, facilities block is positioned in the corner. And this is what I was talking about. The pitches straight ahead there are the ones that have sort of the nice view. So some people were parking nose in first. I've just spotted another D44 over there. We should go and say hello. So yeah, as you can see actually, there's one of these drive-up awnings. So this is a Bella awning here. The idea is you park your caravan to the right-hand side. Not quite sure how it seals, but they've got sofas and tables and chairs and all sorts inside, haven't they?
Yeah.
I would imagine some of those panels unzip, wouldn't you? They look really nice. They've got proper sofas in, lamps, tables, chairs, you name it. They've got it all, and they've obviously got the best view. We just wander up here. So I think through preference, I wouldn't mind trying one of those pitches if and when we come back.
What, the ones with the drive-up awning?
No, not with the drive-up awning, just a pitch with a view, so you can park in face first. I think that'd be quite nice.
Not sure you get the choice though.
No, when you book it, you can.
Oh.
I got to select the pitch. I think when I booked ours, so we booked ours maybe about 3 months before we actually went away on holiday, and you can select your pitch, but there are only 3 options. And I just picked that one because it was on a corner. I thought there might be something of interest going on a corner. You can see a bit more.
Well, you don't like to be mid-terrace, do you?
No, not really. Not unless it's with family, then I don't mind being mid-terrace.
Then we want to be the other side of the campsite.
Oh, don't be mean. So I would say, with the exception of the sort of ripped floor in the toilet block and the the temperature of the water not being adjustable, and the showers clicking off, I've really enjoyed this campsite. I'd happily come back.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing. I like the on-site facilities. Oh look, what was you saying about a fifth wheel spill?
Yeah, there is one still here.
There's
But
one
there
there.
was a good 4 or 5 of them, weren't there, when we
Yeah.
first arrived?
Which was nice to see. I suppose the only thing with being on this side is you probably take the full brunt of the wind, because obviously it's quite open, and as we've just come around this corner I can feel the wind sort of brushing against my face. But perhaps that's a small price to pay for a nice view, I don't know. So here on the left they've got a motorhome drop point. I think that's worth sort of pointing out. I don't know if you've just seen, there's a little caravan being towed by a little tractor. It's not a little caravan, it's quite a big caravan actually. So I'd assume that's coming up from the storage unit and being placed on a pitch somewhere ready for someone to drive down and enjoy their caravan and campsite.
I don't know whether they are sort of someone's caravan that's put in storage, or maybe caravans that they rent out to people.
Perhaps. I'd imagine their owners own caravans and they just pay to keep it in storage. Because to be honest, this is a really good site, isn't it?
Yeah.
To sort of come back to if you're happy. There's really nice facilities. As long as you're happy to sort of return to the same place each time.
It's kind of the opposite of touring, isn't it?
It is the opposite of touring, but some people don't want to tow, so and there we are. And as you head back down the hill, that goes back to the main entrance that we came in at. I really hope you've enjoyed this campsite tour of Love2Stay in Shrewsbury. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you also hit the notification bell, you'll be notified each time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye.